Hello friends, welcome back to another weekly crafty podcast where the holidays are quickly approaching us and I am overwhelmed. I do have a couple of finished objects, but I do not currently have them. They are, once again, because the holiday season is quickly approaching, they are all gift knits and gift crafts and whatnot. So let's head over to Past Eden to show you everything that I have made.
These are socks for my mother. This is my 12th pair of socks for this year. They are going into that box right there. Now on the other side of the parental spectrum, I usually give them like some kind of baking activity around Christmas time. And once again, because they have a baby that lives with them, I made this little apron, and it's a teeny tiny little child-sized apron with the Santa fabric that is very obnoxiously 90s. And I have this snowflake fabric that's very, like, you can barely even see that, and don't tell anybody, but in the pocket there are 2 Hershey's Kisses. I didn't want to make my dad and stepmom socks like everybody else, and I was like, well, what can I make them? And I had this little bit of this cute Christmassy fabric left over, and I was like, you know what, I think I can squeeze out like 2 little quilt squares. So now they have a cute little baking activity, new little apron, and pot holders. So I think that is very on theme Christmassy. The other week you saw me with the pattern pieces of this skirt cut out, and it is fully assembled now. It is with the rayon linen blend in this beautiful eggplanty color that you saw me in a vlog up in the doobly-doo somewhere. It is now a skirt. Once again, 50s patterns. They're kind of my jam. The weird thing though, this is an authentic 50s pattern. This does not read authentic 50s whatsoever. A lot of people, like, if I wear this same pattern, and I do wear this same pattern in a gray skirt, I will link that as well, they think it's a 70s pattern, not a 50s pattern. It's just, they're used to seeing the big skirts, and this is like an office wear 50s skirt, not the big skirt. But of course, as soon as I finish a lovely, airy linen rayon blend skirt, it drops down to 50 degrees outside. Update. A few days later, I have created this fucking thing, which is like a baby romper for a maybe 18-month to 2-year-old. It is obnoxiously Santa. It has little sparkly snowflakes. I think that there is some sparkle in the holly on Santa's hat. Up here we have lace on the trim. We have little bias tape armholes. This is just an ugly, very southern little baby outfit that if my niece does not want it, then it will go into the white elephant gift exchange, because this, yeah. Oh, also because it's for a toddler. Snaps and elastic. I didn't check my bingo card before filming, but I don't think that I actually have any bingo this week. But since we had all those random projects, we are set up to make a bingo for next week potentially. Let me know down in the comments what you think that I should cast on, anything like that. I am still counting the baby cable aran as a work in progress, but I have not had any progress on it this week. That's why I'm not showing it, but it is something that I would like to intend to get back to when I have the appropriate brain space for it. And now we are in the bedroom where Erwin is decided to help us show off this whip. This is the vintage sweater. I have all of the front panel done from last week, and the stopping point is somewhere under Erwin's butt. What we have done this week is almost the entire back panel. I think we stopped about here on the front panel, and I finished knitting the front panel and knit even past it on the back panel. So I have knit an entire panel's worth of knitting in a week. So I feel very accomplished about that. And as I told my in-laws that my father and stepmother are getting pot holders for Christmas, I asked if that's something that they would be into. They have a small house, and I don't want to give them like big things for Christmas, like a blanket, but they confirmed that, you know, they could, like, pot holders are useful and they're small, so they would definitely be able to accept pot holders as a Christmas gift. So currently I'm making
even more pot holders. This is where I paused because this is where I just kind of burned out on this project today. So we're taking a little break from it. More pot holders are in the works, and it is definitely eating up a lot of these little bitty quilt scraps. In regards to acquisitions this week, I did get a couple acquisitions. I think that I got 2 fat quarters from the fabric store because I wanted a white, not a cream or beige, to go in the pot holders that I'm making as whips, which also meant I stopped by the remnants section again, and I really don't need to do that. I got these because that little Santa outfit might have me kind of hyper-focusing on potential baby makes. I don't need to be making baby makes, but like, these would be super cute baby overalls, right? With the little light blue, the linen that's like this sagey green linen, and this, like, these look so comfy for a baby knit. The only other thing that I have to talk about is what I have been reading / listening to audiobook wise. Listened to all 45 hours of The Way of Kings this week, and that was a commitment. I overall enjoyed it, but I will stand by with what I said last week, that it definitely has some pacing issues. There were some choices made. I can definitely see why this is a self-pub book and not a traditionally published book. I would say it's overall enjoyable, but Brandon Sanderson is trying really, really hard not to write racism, but accidentally wrote, like, Aryan race supremacy. He's trying so, and it's like, we get that you are trying to not write racism, but you swung so hard you turned yourself around, baby boy. But you can't interact with this subject matter without acknowledging that it is this subject matter. Like, he's also trying really hard to express that if you are in a heavily gendered society, that the patriarchy negatively impacts everyone. Like, in this book, I know that some people think that it's a feminine thing to read because most people that consume books are women. Like, just statistically, most people who are consuming books, like purchasing, reading, etc., it's mostly women. It's mostly romance readers. It's a lot of female-led reading is very female-led, but it's also kind of looked down on because it's female-led, and there's a whole patriarchy thing about that. So Brandon Sanderson is taking that to a little bit of an extreme where only women are in this society, are allowed to read, and he's telling the reader, because he has a primarily male fan base, that in this society, the patriarchy viewing reading as feminine, that is negatively impacting men, because then the men can't read and they can't communicate, and like all like this horrible thing. But I don't think that he's necessarily going to be able to get that across, because also, Brandon, just the people who are consuming your media, the men who that message is meant for, who need to hear that message, it's going to go whoosh because of all the other things that are in your story, that it is a heavily gendered society. They're not seeing what you're saying is negative about it because they have come to consume this fantasy society in which women are basically considered a different class, a different species. Like, the roles of women are so different from men. The people that you are trying to communicate this idea to, it's just going to go straight over their heads. And, if you like the whole macho man warrior books, you do have Storm Jesus. You have warrior Jesus in there. So I can see why this appeals to the male power fantasy. The next book that I listened to after that was Bride by Ali Hazelwood. Mid. Currently, I am listening to Mexican Gothic. The vibes are vibing. So that's it for today. If you enjoyed this week's video, feel free to give it a thumbs up, like, subscribe, hit that little bell icon so you know when I actually post. Leave any questions, comments, or concerns down below. New videos should be up on Tuesdays or Fridays. And we'll stay happy, stay healthy. We'll see you next time. Bye.